All right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? And welcome to another one of my weekly analysis. I appreciate y'all for those who are live, and also appreciate those who catch the replay. And so, you know how it goes when I first start. Go over the news events that's going to be happening that could potential. I can't speak today. Potentially move the markets a lot, bringing a lot of volatility into the market. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we don't have any type of news that's like high impact news for these pairs. Wednesday, we do have a lot of USD news starting at 7:30 a.m., which is core retail sales. And then we have FOMC. Now, I know you guys are a lot of you guys are well aware that FOMC is going to usually brings a lot of volatility to the market. So that's something that we should pay attention to. And that is going to run between 1 to 1:30. New Zealand dollar at 5:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's for GDP for the New Zealand dollar. And we have Australian dollar employment change and unemployment rate. JPY, it has a monetary policy statement, which is tentative. So that means it could be like it's just throughout the whole day type of thing, I suppose. And Thursday, we have at 6 a.m., early in the morning, we have monetary policy, MPC official bank rates, and official bank rates. So this can bring a lot of volatility to the GBP, and if the GBP needs it because it just straight up died last week. Like, dang, GBP's died last week. And then Sunday we don't have to worry about that. So that's what we talk. That's according to all of the news, fundamental news. You know, I don't really care for news. I just notice when it happens. I'm like, okay, this is probably what's going to happen to the news. And so let's go ahead and switch now to the charts. Let me take off my video. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go to clean charts, and I want to do some markups real quick. Have a fresh picture. You know, it's always valuable to when you're doing your markups, unless price was consolidating in a small zone, it's always best to just mark up what you want to see happen. Well, not what you want to see happen, but what is going on. So remove drawings. And let's go ahead and get this started. All right, so on the daily time frame, what we can notice is that obviously the dollar is in a huge downtrend. It's been selling. Let me get rid of this actually real quick. We can see that the dollar has been selling since March 23rd, which is the beginning, or not the beginning, but around the time where this whole COVID started. That's when the dollar has steadily been dropping. But now prices came down to over here, and it's been consolidating, and it's been between these two zones right here that I will go ahead and draw out. Actually, I'm going to put this a little lower and then put this right here. All right. So, oops. So prices came to this resistance up here, and then it came down to the support, and it's even came a little lower down here. So this is where I'm actually going to draw these down to. Right? And so price has been consolidating in between these two zones between July 29th and 14th of September. It's just been hitting this resistance, coming down. Hold on, there we go. Hitting this resistance, coming down to this support, hitting this support, or almost hitting this resistance, then coming down to the support, and so on and so forth. You know, just been consolidating, right? And if I go on the weekly time frame, let me actually full screen this real quick. So on the weekly time frame, we can note that in the past, this resistance is something that price has came in, reacted at before at those three areas. And then the support down here, I mean, prices came right there and over here. over here as well, sort of, with this 1 week where it rejected, then dropped down, then broke through. But, and then of course right here as well, other places where prices hit. So yeah, so we can see that these two zones is a place where price has interacted a lot, right? So what I'm kind of what I really want to see right now, just looking at the DXY from this point of view, kind of want to see what it's going to do from here, because, and I'll do this on the daily time frame, and then I'll go to the smaller time frames. From this swing, from this push up, prices only came down to 38.2, and even the 50%, because I'm pretty sure this is where the 50% is at 92.72. So it's came down to this level and then it's gone bullish, right? But right now, I'm not really seeing anything other than this daily candle right here that might be saying that price might be going a little bit more bullish. So, or not even bullish, but it will eventually break through this resistance, retest, and then go up. That's what I'm seeing off of, oops. That's what I'm seeing off of this candle right here. This candle on September 10th. That's what I'm looking at that for. But other than that, I'm not really gonna emphasize too much, because what price could do, well, obviously also do is just do this. Just keep consolidating for how many more days it wants to before it decides to either break to the upside or break to the downside. But like I mentioned, other than this wick that I'm seeing right here, that's telling me that, oh, price may continue going bullish, I don't really see anything on the DXY. But another thing that we could possibly see is, I mean, we've seen it before where price would leave a wick like this, pop back up, and then slowly go back down here. So that could be another thing that we could be seeing. But I'm going to watch it, because I kind of think that it might end up coming back down here and go even a little lower and then pop up. Because, again, we do have this swing. I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at this swing right here. That price came down to this 50% level. And let me edit this so that you can be able to see that set level. Don't know why it's not on here. Day 78.6, 1 point. This is not what I want. There we go. Yeah, so it came to this 50% level, then popped up. I'm watching it right now. I want to see if this is going to end up like filling this out, and then even coming lower to like the 71%, and then popping to the upside. That's what I'm going to watch for. But until then, I'm watching it. Like I mentioned, I'm going to watch if it's just going to keep consolidating, consolidate until it pops up to either side. So just going to watch out for that. Let's look at the DXY on this regular chart. And so on the hourly time frame, it is up over the, well, first of all, let's not even look at that. Let's take a look at the daily time frame on the DXY, right? So it's called for the buy, and then I like how it broke through the RSI line and then retested it, and now it's still over the daily RSI line. So I'm just bullish right now DXY on the buy, especially with, like, I like how I said that I wanted price to continue going to the upside. That's what I'm looking at for the dollar. I do like where it came in and rejected to potentially go higher. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on the daily DXY. This one will take long if this is for a swing trades. But what I'm going to do is going to set my arbitrage alert to tell me long exit off. And then that will tell me, okay, whatever you're thinking about on the DXY, don't do it, bruh. Because it's not gonna make that move. But yeah, I'm bullish on the DXY so far. I like seeing this buy. Let me get rid of this real quick. The level pro is showing that it's gonna probably start selling, so that's not something that I would want to see. Why did this pop back up? That's not something that I want to see. And the arbitrage Z as well. It's the purple line isn't over the green line, so it's not quite ready yet either. So that's what's stopping me from getting into anything for the dollar. I'm just gonna wait a little bit personally. But again, like I said, even the 4 hour, I like this wick right here. but price has been over the RSI line even on the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, guys, I'm bullish on this until like otherwise. Like I'll even put on the I feel like this can definitely say that it's gonna go bearish anytime soon, but I'm still gonna set an alert. Well, no, not even on this. I'm just gonna leave it because I'm gonna go on EURUSD because that's what I trade. But that's my analysis on DXY. Let's go over to EURUSD. This needs to go red. EURUSD. Okay, Bucko, let me get rid of all that. All right, so very similar. I mean, for the past how many weeks, I've been saying the same thing over and over again, right? That pretty similar thing. EU has been consolidating between, if this can go away, that'd be great. There we go. EU's been consolidated between these two zones right here. And so what I really want to see right now is for this to sell, because this bearish candle right here, it's telling me is that, oh, buyers, the buyers are gone. They want to start, this looks like price wants to start selling. And if I put a fib on this, if I draw a fib on this, we can see that price came and tapped the 61.8 from this previous swing. So yeah, I'm definitely looking bearish on this. Although, like I mentioned with the DXY, we could potentially see price climb back up to the 61.8 before it drops. Personally speaking, if this happens, I'd rather try to take a buy off of this 78.6 or the 71.1 area, and then I'd put my stop loss about like right there, and then try to take price down here again. I honestly want price to come back down to 1.15919. That would be my next target for the extension, honestly speaking. So this would be like a swing trade I'd look for. So I'd want price to come up to the 71 fib, although I doubt this is going to happen, and then it'll drop to the 61.8. But again, I doubt this is going to happen because this candle right here is not telling me that price wants to go up, or I mean, for price to go bullish, but we can potentially see that happening, right? So that's for the EURUSD. Kind of the same thing on with here, like not. Let me see. Yeah, because they made this bullish impulse and then came right back down. This could potentially just start dropping from right here. But hey, like I said, if I'm not going to go ahead and try to sell it or buy it from right here, all I'm going to really do is wait to see if price is going to drop down and if it's going to break through the support or if it's going to go higher right here. But my opinion is probably going to end up selling, retest, and then dropping, and then probably hit my target. So that's what I think that's going to happen on EURUSD. Let's go on to arbitrage and see if we have something similar. All right, so EURUSD on arbitrage, it just called for the buy right yesterday's closing candle. But me personally speaking, I like the 1 hour, first of all. But me personally, I don't think that price is necessarily just gonna keep riding on this. I think that price is gonna either, I personally think that price is gonna start dropping, especially like I said, the way how the 1 hour looks. It looks like it's gonna keep dropping, but I will set my alert for an exit on the 1 hour time frame. But I kind of like this. I kind of like this dropping. Is the little pro on the daily. Let me get rid of this real quick. The little pro on the daily is above the ground zero, and same thing with the little pro. And on the 1 hour, this looks bullish, and yeah, nothing's looking bearish at the moment on the 1 hour or the daily. Let me look at the 4 hour real quick. Yeah, I like the 4 hour because it did make the bullish move to the upside, then it came back down, and it is still over the 4 hour right here. So kind of want to see what happens. Don't necessarily want to buy nor sell it. Again, it's the same thing. I don't want to buy it in the middle. If arbitrage give me the seller, if arbitrage in a couple hours, if it comes in, if I see that it's still like in this area, then hey, I might take a sell for it. But I'm not currently in favor of that. So just we'll wait it out. Just gonna wait it out. So I'll put that on red. And yeah, like I mentioned with EU, if I get price to pull up back to 1.19365 and then a drop, that would be dope. That would be beneficial for me. But other than that, I'm not going to try to buy it or sell it from where it's at right now. I'd rather wait. All right, so let's go on to GBPUSD. All right, so GU hit take profit last week. That's cool. That's exactly what I like to see. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of this trade. A good 1 to 3.5 risk to reward ratio. All right, so we have price came back down to retest this previous broken level that it broke and it kept going bullish. Personally speaking, I want to see what price does here, because I don't want to necessarily keep saying that it's going to drop, because this is a break of this major daily zone, and then it kept going, and now it finally retested it. If I were to like make any type of sense of this, I would say that if you take it from this previous swing and then drop it down, then price might come back up to 1.32138 before it decides to drop, if anything. But hold on, let me take this lower. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. Because again, like, let me even go to the weekly time frame, and I'll zoom this out. What I'm not really a fan of GU doing, well, let me actually delete that, is that last time that we had a bearish candle like this, it wasn't even as big as this, but last time we had a bearish candle, a huge bearish candle, another one followed up the very next week, and that was back in March. That was back in the 9th of March. So kind of want to see what price is going to do at this level right here that it came to. It could very well respect it and then push up to that 61.8 and then drop, but I'm going to want to wait a little bit. Next major level, I suppose, would be right here, where price initially made that bullish impulse, and then this is where it's dropped to. But I do actually like seeing that. Let's go on the daily time frame real quick. So from this bullish impulse, or you know what? Let's go on this one right here. From right here, or price went bullish to right here. 71% fib level. I like that. I like that a lot. I would love for price to respect here, and even if it could even possibly come down to 1.27220. But I do like where it came and stopped. It's at this 71% level that I have right here. I love seeing that. If this was Cole trying to take a swing trade, then his entry would probably be right here, maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so me seeing this, and just seeing all this red in the past couple of days, it doesn't make this easy for me to want to try to do this. But swing trade wise, like you're holding for maybe a couple of days or more, I'm down to take this back up to these previous highs or even higher. Because let me see last time when it broke here. Let me see what happened. Weekly time frame be beneficial. Clear that out. Yeah, so last time price was up here was back in 2019 in December. And then we made that huge drop and then price back up here. I would definitely need to see. I would love for price to respect here before going to the upside. Just going based off of the swing though. Just going based off of this swing, this previous swing on the weekly, then dropping right here at the 71% fib. I would love to see it go bullish. Go on the daily and just keep this normal. We'll see how this goes, but I'm liking this a lot. Let's go look at arbitrage, which I know that if I remember from last week, then I know that GU is definitely still selling on the daily time frame, because that's even what like made me want to sell GU even more, because it was selling on the daily. So yeah, definitely got that 100 and some pips last week from this sell. Because remember I had mentioned that price is going to break through here, retest it, then drop. Got that. So let me go ahead and get rid of all of this. First things first, on the hourly time frame, I do see this buy. So like with the buy that I'm calling on a swing, I'm going to go ahead and set this alert. That's the first thing that I saw. I'm going to go ahead and set it for a long, so that I'm going to go ahead and put a buy entry as is. And that's because of this chart. But I'm also going to I'll probably add another position for me to get like a couple pips off of this GU move if it happens. And my trade would look like whenever the alarm sets, and I'll go ahead and notify y'all when that happens. This would be what the trade will look like. And this is not for a swing. This will be more for just like a kind of like intraday trade. It's a 1 to 2, so you're risking 74 pips for 154. But then obviously, if I do get the second entry, then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to close this trade. And then I will just reopen it back up when it tells me to buy. But ultimately, what I kind of want to see with arbitrage here is I want to see price, because I never got the retest of this RSI move, although I did see this sell and it did influence my sell trade that I took a lot last week. I do still want to see this. I still want to see price come up to retest that RSI line before it comes back down here. Might not get that, and I'll be totally fine if I don't, but that's kind of just something that I want to see. And over here at the RSI line is at 1.30900. So we'll see how that goes. But again, once the GU, this alert, if it sounds off, then I'll get in it. But until then, I'm just watching it. It came and hit my TP nicely. Well, actually, I'm not watching it because on the naked charts, I am swing trading this. So again, with swing trades, you want to watch out. You just want to lower your lot size to what you'll regularly trade. Like, let's say if you regularly trade, let's say like a point 20 or something like that. Instead, with this, you probably want to trade like a 0.05 lot size instead, because you could be able to handle more of a drawdown or anything like that. But yeah, so that is what GU right here. We'll wait for an alarm to go off or alert to go off, and then I'll look to get into it. Just going over to AUDUSD. This trade that knocked me out and then came right back to my entry. Yeah, that one. Damn, this still looks pretty accurate. I'm gonna just remark it all up. Actually, no. Daily time frame is perfect. Although, oh my gosh, this thing's been bullish, so bullish for like the past 3 months. All right. So what I not even kind of, but what I didn't realize with AU is with this previous last swing that it made right here to up here, price had came and dropped down to the 78.6 Fibonacci level, and then it jumped up to the 38.2 right after. Now, that is just something that I wanted to point out real quick to let everybody know that. But let's go on the weekly time frame and do this quick markup. All right, so AU has respected this level. Push this up a little higher. There we go. AU came up in respect to this level that it had previously broke back in August 2018. It broke it, retested it, then dropped all the way down. Although it didn't go just like it was a steady drop. It was dropping little by little, right? Not just like how AU just went explosively bullish right here. I'm still expecting AU to drop. Like I still want to see at least a retest of this level that it previously broke. That's what I want to see at least, is for price to come down here. So I'm still feeling this type. I'm still feeling this way. Now, if I would have saw this candle 2 weeks ago, if I would have did this markup 2 weeks ago, I probably would still be in a swing trade, in a swing sell, trying to take this down. But, and this is just going off of the weekly, the previous weekly like swing. Yeah, I still want to see price come down and hit this level, like totally, before, if it continues going bullish. Totally still want to see price drop down and come down to at least like 70 or 0.70 thousand or what, thousandth or whatever you want to call it. But I definitely want to see price come down at this zone, anywhere in at this zone. Even if it comes and tap right here, I'll be solid. I'll be all right, cool. That's what I want to see. Daily time frame. Nothing really here that changes my mind really. Bearish consolidation. I mean, let me hide that because that'll be for my long term. But if I'm really looking at it from this point of view, and let me use this Fibonacci here. Yeah, price came up to the 61.8 on the 10th and then dropped down a little bit. I'm still watching AU. Not really too sure what to make of it on the regular charts. Get rid of all this right here. Remove drawings. All right, so AUDUSD on the daily time frame, it's still looking like it said it could be possibly setting up for a sell, but I don't like how this candle came and rejected off of the RSI line and then popped up. And right now, the hourly time frame, it is calling for the sell, but the Atlas up here is saying that it's calling for the buy, but the Atlas is it might be saying that it might be going into a sell. So we'll be watching for that on AU. But same likewise with how I said it on the charts, I'm not really seeing much on there. I mean, on the 4-hour time frame, we do have price broke through, retested the 4-hour time RSI line, so it could still be going bullish. But I mean, you got to notice that the same thing happened right here, and it came right back down. So gotta watch AU and see how it plays out still, because this is calling for a buy, and this is still definitely calling for a buy after how long ago when it did. Like, look at from when AU called this buy over here back in April. I want to see how many pips that is, just because now I'm curious. Broke, retested, boom. Yeesh. 1,046 pips. That's money. But anyways, so that's for AU. Let me go on to the next pair, which is, I'm pretty sure, GA. So I'm going to be watching this. All right, I'm pretty sure GA looks ridiculous. It's funny because I was thinking of buying this right before market closed, and I would have been in profit by now. Okay, close all that. Fortunately, we couldn't get into that sell because we never got the retracement. That sucks. That's 2 weeks in a row now, GA. All right, but other than that, so GA, same thing as AU. AU's been bullish for the past how many weeks? GA's been extremely bearish for the past 2 weeks. I do like where it's at, though, to potentially buy it. Not even gonna lie to you. I love where it's at to potentially go for it for a swing buy. You know, just to, you know, I mean, from here we can, just for shits and giggles. Sorry for the language, for those who don't like it. 88% fit. This is a really interesting place to try to buy a GA, but it looks so good. Even if you put this a little lower, it still looks amazing to buy it. Because price had broken through this, well, it broke through here once on 13th of November 2017. Then it came back down. Then it broke it again, went up, tested it once, tested it twice, faked out, then finally made the push up. Well, it made a push up, then came back down again. Yeah, this is an interesting place to try to buy this at, because I don't like this huge weekly candle. Because look, last time we had a huge weekly candle like that, price then started to dribble down. So at this moment, daily time frame, whole week of bearish movement. What I want to see is, if I'm buying from right here, which I most likely am, just like probably swinging it. This is not for like a long trade. This is just for a swing. I want to see price come back up to the 61.8 and see if it's going to continue dropping from there. If it does, hey, that's not really into my business, but I just want to sell. I just want to buy it up here for the meantime, you know, for this week. But if it drops any lower, it drops lower. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but for me, I'm taking the swing trade. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, I'd would prefer if price could come back down here. That'd be nice, but I'm just gonna take it right here, because it's still a 2 to 3, but I'm risking a lot of pips, and that's why I say that if you're gonna do swing trades, in fact, I'll put it even a little lower. No, yeah, nah, I'm just gonna put it up here, down here. If I'm gonna get into a swing trade, I'll just rather get into something like that. And we'll see how that goes. Before I do get into this, though, I will look at arbitrage, obviously. But I do like seeing just how this fell. And I would want to see the retracement right here for sure. So AUDUSD, or not AUDUSD. Okay, GA. Hella bearish move. Yeah, GA on this is super bearish. Right now is currently at the 3 deviations, which is good. One good confirmation for me to try to get into a potential pullback on GA. The 4 hour is extremely bearish. The 1 hour, I'm pretty sure, is setting up for a buy. Yes, it is. But nothing is confirmed yet. I do like seeing the RSI line over here at the level pro. It is above ground zero, so I'll set the alert for another buy. So I will go ahead and get into my long-term swing trade buy on GA. But then I'm going to also set an alert for this. And if price does end up breaking through here, then I'll most likely get into the buy, another buy, and take it up to, 1.79195, where price is like currently, I mean, a little lower than there, like 1.78794. That'd be like an intraday trade, but that's only if I get the alert. So until then, GA can sit here and chill. But yeah, I'm getting into this swing trade as soon as I'm off of the live. Okay, EURAUD. Now EA, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it didn't do anything what GA did, which is funny. Remove drawings. Oh, I need to change this to green. There we go. Okay, gonna say this again. Although this is like how many times I said it. So EA at this level, to respect this level multiple times in the past, even just recently, it came down here in June, bounced up, came in July again, bounced up, came like the ending of August, bounced up a little bit. Still things could potentially bounce up, but that's only if it's going to respect here, which kind of based off of what I'm seeing on this daily time frame, it doesn't want to do. It's probably going to either A, make this triple bottom, or B, just go bullish right here. But from what I'm seeing, price came to the 50%. Now, kind of want to buy this, but not yet. I'd rather have price come back down here once more. If I would have paid attention on the 9th, I would have probably bought it. Well, actually, no. Anyways, kind of want to just wait to see if price can come down a little lower here, and then I'll be able to make a better decision if I'm going to buy it or not. But based off of what I'm seeing, this previous swing down here and then price just consolidating for now, I'm not really a fan of EA. Let's go over here. See what EA is talking about. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing how I had on the other chart, right? That it's at this, it's rejected off of this resistance. It came over here. I drew this line for a reason, and I should have kept looking at it. But yeah, EA, it looks like it's bearish right now, but I wouldn't want to sell it where it's at either, especially with how I looked at this. Like I said, I would want price to come down to 1.6200, and then I would make that decision on if I want to buy it or not. But as of right now, it's just the daily showing it's bearish, the 1 hour showing it's bearish. I'm pretty sure the 4 hour, if it'll load up. Well, whenever that happens, but I'm pretty sure the 4 hour time frame is also gonna. Oh, there you go. Now it wants to pop up. Just gonna give it some time. So yeah, the 4 hour time frame is right there at the 4 hour RSI line. And I might actually try to get into this risky buy, and if it does end up breaking that that 4-hour RSI line, then I'm okay with taking that. And then I'll just go ahead and get out and take the L. So I'd probably put my stop loss like 20 pips up and try to take this for 70 pips right here. And I'm totally down with taking that. But as soon as I see price breaking through this, where the RSI line's at, where the momentum and the compass lines, all that, because I do see that it's calling for a buy at this candle. But if it does respect all that, I'm going to sell it. And if it breaks through it, I'm okay with taking this 20 pip stop loss. L, I'm okay with that. Or where price rejected off of this candle right here. I'm 100% fine with that. So, yeah, I know I'm going against what this is showing, but I'm also just, yeah, I'm just doing my thing. In fact, what I would do, I'm going to go ahead and set my alert to tell me, oh, it already did call for this L. I'll let it tell me when it's going to arbitrage. It's going to tell me short exit all when it tells me, okay, get out the sell. So create, and I'm okay with taking that 20 pip stop loss, like I mentioned. This is because, hey, you got to take risk in this game, because at the end of the day, realistically speaking, it's just gambling, but you could take your risk if it's a calculated risk. So I'm taking this trade. So EURAUD is green, and I'm going to take it down to 1.61900, and we'll see how it goes from there. So EURGBP is next. All right. EG destroyed this trade idea that I had. It was only 11 pips stop loss, but it obviously destroyed that. Gonna go ahead and remove all of that. This was an amazing buy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Or of course where our price is currently at. That's 9 days. Want to see something. I'm just being a nerd here, but interesting. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. But I do like this level that price is at right here for EG to potentially go down. And if this goes down, I mean, I don't know if you guys seen the correlation between this and GBPUSD or any of the GB pairs, but when this went super bullish, all the other GPs went super bearish. But I definitely love what I'm seeing here on EG for this, from this previous swing, from this huge drop down, then pop up. But I know people are gonna be like, well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well do this bullish impulse. But the difference between, there was really no difference. I think I'm just gonna hide this and draw another one out. So this is probably at the 61.8 before I even draw it out. But the difference between this impulse right here and this, well, not even difference. Like the major thing I like seeing about this impulsive move right here and then this impulsive move is that it broke structures. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that it broke this structure on the daily time frame and also broke this whole structure right here. It broke this structure, retested it, then went bullish again. So that's why I like seeing about this, and I'm comparing it to this one right here because you can see as well, well, let me not use that one. This, you can see that it broke this structure as well. So I would love to actually like see, because I don't even necessarily know if this is going to continue going bullish. Let me look at the weekly real quick. Yeah, this is actually might be a very, very good place to be interested in looking to sell. EG, a very interesting place. Let me see the last time, other than here where it faked out going bullish. last time that price was up, like really up over here, and it stayed up here. That was back in 2010. No, 2008. I apologize. So last time price was really over this, and it stayed over this for more than 2 weeks, was back in 2010, like 2008, and even that it dropped shortly after. So if one thing that I know about the market, if it does one thing one time, it's going to do it again. I'm looking for sales here. I am looking for sales here, and I'm going to take this swing trade, and I am going to love it because these are the type of trades I live for. Put my stop loss slightly higher right here, which is 83 pips. This swing trade, and I want to take it all the way down here. Now, these are the levels I'll most likely take some profits at. I'll take it here. I'll take profits here, and then I'll take profits like around here. But most likely, I'll just want to take this all the way down to here, 615 pips. And if it goes higher, then hey, man, I'm down 83 pips. I'm okay with that. But this is a swing trade. I'm probably going to put a lot more risk into this trade than my other swing trades. I do like it. And even if it goes slightly higher and I'm negative 50, I'm probably going to hold it until my stop loss gets hit because that's how I do with my swing trades. And yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. And again, as I mentioned with my other swing trades, do not put as much risk as you would for other trades. So like if you're going to trade a 0.50, if you usually trade 0.50s, I recommend that you would put like, because I'm putting a little bit more risk in this. So I'd put like a 0.10 on it and see how that goes from there. So that is with this trade. Or if you're trading like a 0.10, like if you usually trade 0.10s, then I would say that put like a 0.03 on it. And then for each one of these levels that price hits, take a 0.01 off. So, 0.01, I took partials right here. 0.02, I take partials right here. And then just leave the trade and let it run to all the way right there. So that's what I'm looking at right here. I like this 1 to 7 trade, but this is my swing trade. So, and this, for those who are in my A1 Foundation group, you know I'm switching to different things. So I'm going to be posting those trades on there and like monitoring how those go for swings. But, and before I continue, before I go talk over there, I won't be surprised if price came up here and took all this liquidity like how it did over here and then dropped down. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all either. So that's just another thing. And clear out all of this. All right, so EURGBP. I like how on the daily time frame it is up here at the 3 deviations. So that's one thing that's telling me that okay, you might want to start looking for potential sells going on. You know, like is that level right there? It also has shown me $1 sign that's telling me that it's overbought, which is extremely overbought, and so I'm going to be looking for a second dollar sign there. That would be more confirmations for my EG sell. And then for the 1 hour time frame, I'm going to set my alert to give me another entry. But I am definitely getting into an EG sell right after this call. So right there, short entry and create. So that is for your GBP. And like my swing trade, I'm going to hold that no matter what. But with the 1 hour or with the arbitrage trade right here, once I get in it, then I'll be able to set stop losses and take profits and all that good stuff. So that's for EG. It's going to be a pretty long analysis. Let's go to EURNZD. Okay, so EURNZD, and this is the type of stuff I like seeing, this type of confluence. So I think I'm gonna go based off of what I have here, actually. Maybe, let me see. Okay, perfect. Actually, I am gonna look at this. Okay, and you let me know. There we go. All right, so EN, and I think I talked about this last week. Price had gone bullish on this previous on this last week. It went bullish, retested 78.6, kept going, is going bullish some more. I still want to see what price is going to do at this level before going bullish. I did call, Cole or CJ called for a sell, and it almost hit my stop loss. Well, it hit my personal stop loss, but on the chart, it didn't hit the stop loss, and then it kept going bullish, right? And so kind of still looking to take this to the upside. I do like this bullish move to the upside for sure. On EN, it's still very much in bullish move. And if you want to use a trend line, which I'm not really a fan of, then you can get those two touches. I mean, this touch right here obviously didn't work. And I'm talking about this one right here. That obviously didn't work. But yeah, kind of waiting to see how this plays out. If you want to play devil's advocate and take it from this previous swing right here, then you can still see that price still has up to 61.8 to go before I start being skeptical and saying that, oh, price could potentially come back down here. But no, not really. So watching to see what price does, just if it could come back down here, watching what it does, and we'll see what it does from there. Go on to over here. Dang, this is a very bearish candle. Was there news? Because this candle was from an hour ago. EN just dropped like a rock. But anyways, let me get rid of this. It's because it's the same thing as that other fib that I drew. There it is. All right, so I still do see this exactly. I still do see this push to the RSI line and then a drop. So I still am watching that. But again, I want to see what price does right here. And if it's going to keep falling, then yes, indeed. But if not, let that hold there. 1 hour time frame is calling for a sell. I'm not really trying to get into a sell. Why did I go on the weekly when I wanted the 4 hour? Okay, this is taking a minute. No, I'm not doing any crypto analysis today. I'm probably just going to do that on the charts because I've already been almost on here for an hour and I haven't even gone through gold or the S&Ps or USD Mexican. So, yeah. EURNZD 4 hour RSI line just got tapped. How many pips is that from where I'd want to see what price does? 40 pips. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see what EURNZD does because I didn't get into the sell where price came up and tapped on the RSI line, then dropped. I didn't get into that. So I'm just going to wait and see how it plays out. But, you know, I still kind of expect it that then come down here or something along those lines. I don't want to see it, but hey, that's something that I expect. So let's see how that plays out. I'm not in this trade because my stop loss got hit. I'm still a little salty about that. Let's look at gold. If you bought at 1950, your stop loss should still be at break even. And if you bought at 1930, I believe your stop loss, your stop loss definitely should not have been hit just yet. Gold 4 hour time frame. Wait, I'm not even looking at this first. What am I doing? GBUSD bullish breaker detected. Okay. So gold, remove drawings, remove all of that. Or actually, let me see real quick. Go back. Not that back. Well, yeah, came down 1915, pushed up. That's what I wanted to see. I said 1930. Let's get into another entry, pushed up. So now I could get rid of all of that. So gold, as it loves to do, is consolidating. It's consolidating in between here and 1915 in the 1915 slash like 1910 area, right? So it's been consolidating in between these zones for the past since no, let's go from here to here. So from 24th of August to now, price has just been consolidating. I'm glad I said to take partials right here. Kind of want to see this still going on until price either breaks out to the upside or price breaks down out to the downside, which, I mean, it's in an uptrend. So for us to think that it might break to the downside, it may not happen, but I'm still looking forward to that. I think I'm most likely going to just take all my profits off of gold and just trade another day. Traded another day, but I liked what I got from it last week. It was an easy move. Just identified that it was just going sideways. Like it was just not going anywhere. It didn't break up to the upside or downside. So I'm just taking my money from that. Or I did take my money from it when market opened. 4-hour time frame though, I do see that it broke through the RSI line. It retested it. Or wait, before. Sure. The daily is showing that it is still bearish. It's very much so. It's actually came and retested. So that's another reason why I said, okay, I'm just gonna take my profits off of gold. Remove drawings. But what could potentially happen again is for price to come back. It came back down to retest the RSI line, and for it to hit 1961 and then drop back down again. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. It already did that on the 10th. So I do kind of want to see gold keep dropping to even 1778. That's what I personally would like to see. I think I might take this again, another one as a swing trade, because I do like it. And so gold, I'm gonna go ahead and actually put my stop loss at 2,000, and then my take profit at 1781. Let me see. That's a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. And one last thing I want to see is from this push up, how high is that? Oh, that's solid. That would be mad love if that happened. But yeah, it's just for the short term. Or not for the short term. This is a swing trade, and however long it takes, that's how long I'll be in the trade. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the short exit all alert, and it will tell me when to get out the trade. But yeah, this is gonna be a super swing trade, and I'm going off on it based off of the daily. It's still not telling me on the little pro that it wants to drop, although it's starting to look like it is. And yeah, that's what it is on for the long term for gold. I'm probably going to drop like well, it depends on the broker. But for me personally, probably going to drop like a 0.10 on it. And let's see how that plays out. Well, not a 0.10, probably like a 0.6 or something. Yeah, that sounds right. And then we'll see how that plays out. So I'm in this gold trade on the sell. I'm out the buy. And we'll see how that plays out. I don't know what the S&P is looking like right here. Let's get rid of all that drawing though. There we go. And then S&P on this side. I'm so mad about that S&P drop. So mad about it. Okay. And I'm going to just go literally based off of what I have right here. So we have this bullish move. Impulse price came down, hit the 78.6 once, almost came down again, already started going bullish, kind of missed my entry. Price is still at the 61.8, and it's in between this zone that it once struggled before breaking through. And if you guys look to your left or to the left, this was also the previous all-time high area that price came to. So kind of want to see what happens here, because if it does respect here, you guys know what's going to happen. Price is going to come back up and keep going higher on the S&P. So that's, I'm watching here. I like where it's at. I like where it stopped for a potential buy, potential bullish move. It's at the 61.8, but again, what I would rather see is for price to come right here and then pop up. And if it does do that, I might actually put a buy entry right here and then put another one down here when it comes through. But for swing trades, let's see, these are swings. Put your lot size low. This is where I would have my stop loss at, just under the 78.6, and then try to take it back up to the upside. Again, these are swing trades. They're not going to happen just in a couple of days or whatever, but this is just based off of what I'm seeing. So the first entry is at 3358, which is where price is close to right now. And then second entry is at 3320. And if I see anything different, then I might get out early. But until then, I like that. Oops, I did not mean to go on the weekly. Let's go to the S&P on here. Now, I know I am going against this, and I do see that on the daily time frame that the S&P is calling for a sell. And you know what? When I see stuff like this, that makes me not want to get into the buy, because there have been times where arbitrage was right and I was wrong. There have been times that I was right and arbitrage was right, because arbitrage would just say that, oh, if you're going for a buy and that's what I had caught for a sell, get into a buy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and not get into that buy that I was just talking about until I get like a 4-hour confirmation, basically. 1 hour time frame, I'm sure it's calling for a buy. Oh, not yet, but I'm sure it is going to call for a buy very shortly. So I'll go ahead and stay in this trade. I'll go ahead and stay in it. Why not? But I'm going to set this alert to get me into a buy. And if I don't hear it in like the next 4 hours, then I might get out. So I'm going to put the long alert on. If I don't get that, again, like in the next how many hours, I'm just going to go ahead and get out. Dow Jones, basically the same thing. I trade S&P more than Dow Jones, so if you're a Dow Jones trader, but I'd already mapped this out low-key. Not even going to lie to anybody. I'll just use it from this previous, technically speaking, from here, but I like it from here better. No, not really. Anyways, clear that out. Go on the weekly. Point out that right here, price was very close to coming to the past all-time highs. It didn't, respected it, dropped over here. And I just want to see if it's going to respect here again and pop back up again before, if it's going to make another catastrophic drop, which I don't think it is. One thing that I do want to say, though, is that the U.S. indices, I feel like they're overvalued right now. Like, there's too much not vulnerability necessarily, but too many people are buying into like the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P, and stuff like that, right? A lot of people are starting to buy into it. So I wouldn't be surprised if these things drop again. But for the most part, want to see price reject off of this support and then keep going bullish. That's what I see on the Dow Jones as of right now. And last but not, oh, wait, hold on. Before I say last but not least, let's go on to arbitrage. And again, it looks just very similar to what I had. I'm gonna get rid of all these drawings. Okay, Dow Jones 1 hour time frame called for the buy. So that kind of matches up with my S&P buy. I do see that daily time frame is calling for the sell, but again, like you see the lower pro and also the arbitrage Z. It's not looking like sellish. Neither is the 1 hour. So Dow Jones as well. Yeah, get that buy-in. Now I could do last but not least tacos. So USDMXN is just dropping some more. Let me get rid of what I have on here. And this is on the weekly time frame, so it's kind of like, where are you going to go from this point? You're going to keep dropping to this level right here. Wait, let me not do that. Let me do this. Because, I mean, I don't know how many, this was weeks ago. Oh, never mind. I didn't see right here. Let me tell him. I'll call you right back. He might be here, though. But yeah, I do like where it's at up here because this is a previous zone that it was at on the weekly time frame. But I kind of see that this might drop back down over here. So gonna watch and see. Not really trying to trade USD Mexican right now, especially since it's just dropping more and more. And USD Mexican on the hourly called for the sell. So again, don't want to really trade that. I remember last week I had mentioned that, oh, if price comes back up here, hits this zone, which it did, I'm like expected to continue dropping, and it even dropped more than I was expecting. So I'm kind of upset that I didn't get into that trade, but it is what it is, right? And yeah, I'm not gonna try to buy anything for USD Mexican as of yet, and I'll just be monitoring it. So those are my pairs for this week, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Any pairs that you want me to look at or anything like that? Nothing? All right, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here for the recording. And thank you for those who were here, who are just watching the playback. And let's make some money this week. I like how things are looking. Let's make some money. Let me see what the last chat was. Yeah, no problem, no problem. No problem, y'all.